Hello guys and welcome to the last video in this HTML series. So we're going to be I'll be looking at HTML semantics. Let me just say HTML5 semantics. Now, why do I keep making this? I'm just going to add this to HTML. So yeah, now this works. So I don't need the parts. Let me just say that should be 8 HTML5, right? That should be HTML5 semantics that's HTML. But that should still be empty. We're going to add boilerplate codes here. So it's HTML. Verify HTML5 semantics. So in the previous videos, I did mention that there is HTML4 and then there's HTML5. So what's HTML5? The major difference between HTML5 is that with HTML5 we are introduced to things called semantic tags. Okay, and semantic tags, as you can get from the word semantics, are meant to be descriptive of whatever it is. They are meant to be meaningful tags, not just different tags. Okay, I'll show you an example of what I'm trying to say. So in if I'm trying to create a web page, for example, I'm trying to group certain elements, certain sections of the web page together. Let's say in my tag, there's a space about myself. So I said, my name is Biodun Adepoju. I'm just going to leave that as nice words. I am a software developer with a passion for building things. Then here I like working with robotics in my spare time. Also an avid gamer. I love reading, especially comics, manga, and manhwa. Okay. Now, all of these are actually contained in one. All of this can be described as a section of a page, right? Because all these are actually information about me. So with HTML4, there is, if I wanted to style all of this together, I'll just introduce this also. There's HTML inline styling. So if I wanted to style all of this together, you have to come here. HTML inline styling works by using attribute. So you say something like style, and then the attribute is style, and then you pick the styling you want. For example, let's say the background color. I'm going to pick the background color and use aqua for this. And then you say this particular background color is aqua. But I want all of them to have the same background, right? I can copy and paste this, which is actually not the best approach. See, I can copy and paste, which is not the best approach. And so what you do in this case is to group all of them and then style it together, since all this information are basically about me, you understand? So you can see it's an about me section. And how you do that normally with HTML4 is by using a tag called the div tag. The div tag actually is not a semantic tag in any way. It doesn't do anything different. You see, after saving this, nothing changes in my page. It doesn't do anything different about your code. It simply just groups a section of your code together. So I can then give this class an ID or a class. Let me even use a class. We have classes which are used with styles and IDs which are used with JavaScript. IDs are also used with styles too, but the convention is use ID for JavaScript and use classes for styles. Anyway, so you can give this a class of about me, and then yeah, let me just style it from here, and then give this a background color of aquamarine, and then all of this now has a different background color. So if I do have another section that says, let's say hobbies, So I'm going to create a tag that says hobbies. Ooh, I just remembered we've not looked at how to create lists. So I'm going to cover that right now. So to create lists, there are two types of lists. You have the ordered list and the unordered list. For the ordered list, you just type OL, which sets the stage for creating your list. Then inside the OL tag, you then create an LI tag, which is the OL stands for ordered lists, and the LI stands for list items, right? So this LI tag is like, okay, this is the list item. Now you say after saving that, I get the number one, right? So my hobby is, I can say, I'm going to use the UL. UL stands for unordered list. So you're going to see the difference right now. That's it. You see, this gives us a bullet rather than a number. So my hobbies can include reading, gaming, coding, robotics, astro astronomy. Okay. Now this is how you would create a list. And as you can see, I can put all of this in the div tag. Oops. Oh, this should be in it since together. So I can put all of this in a div tag, and it's also style that, give it a background color of bisque, and I can even add the color of it. So I'm just going to color should be aqua. No, aqua is actually a terrible color to use in this instance. Nice. Yeah, that should stand out. Oh, that's not stand. That's terrible color. Okay, blue should stand out. Yeah. So that's it about that. The reason I'm not covering styling much is we're still going to cover it more in CSS. So that's it for the hobbies. Then now, as I was mentioning, you'd use div in HTML4, but with HTML5, which contains semantic tags. Okay, so as you can see, these are some of the semantic tags we have. We have article, aside, details, fig caption, figure that's for images, fig caption for caption for the images. We have footer, header, main, mark, nav, section, summary, and time. I would suggest you guys go to the website, or just Google these semantic tags and how to use them properly. But here is a visual aid to how you use it. The header, as you can see in this case, this is header, and then these are also navigation. This, let me put this on full screen here. So this particular place is each of these place. This is like a section up to here. That's a section. See this, there's an ad here. This is another section, and so on and so forth. And then this right here on the right side, left side, I mean, is an aside. Okay, because it's part of the main page. It's part of the page, but not necessary for the page. You can still remove this and the page will still be useful. Including this one also on the right here. This you can, in fact, this one is more of an aside than the left one. So removing this particular one doesn't do anything special to your page. Ooh, 1 minute, please. And then the filter, this is an example of the filter. All of this is in the filter section. Okay, but I won't be covering it much because we're still going to cover that much with future projects. But okay, now heading back here. So heading back here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to change it from a div into a section. This is a section of the page. This is also another section. So this explains it more for assistive technologies and help them better understand that, oh, this is a section, this is another section. So I'm going to also create one more section just to explain the OL. So to create OL, ordered list items, you can see OL, And then in here, same thing, li. And then here, we're going to add an h3 tag as well. Talk about hobbies. It's countries to visit. So then let's add it. The countries to visit can include Japan, China, Russia, and it continues to list them as I added. So this is another allow. France, and just one more country. Let's put South Africa. So that's basically it for HTML semantic element. But like I mentioned, we do have a lot of semantic elements here, which, as you can see from here, all these are semantic elements. So read up more on that to get a better understanding of how semantic elements work on a website, on a web page. So, anyways, that will be all for this section of our class. This is the last video for the HTML. So the next time you see a video, it should be CSS. So I'll see you guys in the next one.